When it comes to Batman Who Laughs, he basically has different stages. Most of the video I'm going to be showing him going through stuff just at his base state with prep time and all that crazy stuff with normal super soldier tier strength. But then he gets infused with powers of Dr. Manhattan and becomes a cosmic being by absorbing crisis energy and all that crazy stuff later on in the vid. Everyone talks about Batman and how if he can blah 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 have enough prep, he can beat anybody. And thanks to this prep time type stuff, he would be unstoppable if he decided to be a bad guy and stuff. Well, the writers decided to actually make this come true in an alternate reality, dubbing him Batman Who Laughs on Earth 22. And man, do I gotta say, this junk was freaking dark. His universe has similarities to our own main DC universe, but there's definitely some drastic differences. For the most part, this universe's version of Bruce Wayne or Batman has went through a lot of the same different adventures with Joker and such, dealing with his crap and stuff. Except in this universe, Batman got tired of his crap because Joker just killed these kids' parents, like, just for fun. And he was about to do it to a lot of others, and he just said, forget this. Showing that he has similar strength to the main Batman we know of, breaks out of the ropes he was tied in, blitzes Joker. He freaking snaps and finally does what everybody been wanting him to do, taking on the Joker. But it had a side effect to his psyche. The chemicals that was messing with the Joker was actually messing with Batman too. You know, the famous Joker toxin and all that good stuff. Superman asking if he's all right. He's pretty much flexing, saying he is, but he's really messed up in the head now. Plus with the Joker toxin on top of it. All his teammates were caught off guard during training because they knew they would recognize his different acting behavior, and he didn't want them to catch on and warn the other leaguer what was going on, so he took care of them with some freaking machine guns. Then a week later, he snaps even more, taking out the other members of the league, talking about how all of the different weapons they've collected over the years and how much of a threat those weapons were. Dang, even Wonder Woman, Flash, Martian Manhunter. This Batman stated he wanted to use each and every one of them, so he did. Went straight insane talking about he doesn't have to hold back anymore. Then he used Black Kryptonite, so that's when the reign of terror of the Batman Who Laughs begins. He has everything that the main universe Batman has when it comes to intellect. Even every cell in his body says so. The DNA scanner even recognizes him as Bruce Wayne, even has his voice. I mean, look at the type of robots there in the Batcave. He comes to places where he's not invited, even magically guarded pocket dimensions that look familiar from Dr. Fate. Along with his own son he's corrupted the Suicide Squad and the Teen Titans to be a part of his army to help him fight in his universe. He infects people with these batarangs he be throwing at folks without them noticing. It eventually turns them like that Joker toxin bullcrap. Does the same thing to Hawkman without him even noticing. Strength-wise, he seems to be identical, just in base form when it comes to a peak human, or they call peak human, even though they're technically super soldiers. Kicking this door like this, strong enough to break tombstones, can literally get in a straight-on slugfest with the main universe Batman to show that they're pretty relative, and there isn't much difference when it comes to their physical, when it comes to fighting style, fighting skills, fighting arts, all the 9 yards. To get a better understanding of how strong Batman is, check out my Batman videos I made in the past to get further in-depth analysis on why Batman is so strong. Whatever that Batman can do physically and speed, fighting skills, and etc., this one should be able to do, but he's just crazy. Notice how he's strong enough to break out of these ropes he was first tied up in and proceeds to curb stomping his universe's version of Joker, popping his neck with his strength. He breaks one of Mr. Terrific's T-spheres, showing his vice grip. He seems to have good gear, like taking high caliber rounds from these LexCorp bots. Even shotgun blasts, he just laughs it off. Of course, he has armor on to protect himself against stuff of that such. Fighting speed-wise, he can physically compete with the main Batman, and when it comes to speed, he can dodge his attacks. They even talk about it. The main Batman, to land a good blow, had to make up a new training technique that he just made up for it to work. Batman stated himself, oh my god, he's leaner, faster than me, but I'm stronger. He said he might be slightly above him physically, but he got the speed advantage. But they're still relative in strength too. Don't take it too seriously, like he's stronger like times 10 or something. He's still within the same range, even if he's stronger by a bit. Think of somebody being able to bench 350. The other person's weaker and he can bench 340. You know, it's still close, even though one's stronger. Uranium shell harpoons meant for incapacitating tanks. They shot this at Batman Who Laughs, and he's able to shrug all this off somehow. And they're high voltage. It hurt, but he still stayed conscious from all that mess. It's one of them off-panel feats that comics like to do so people can like overhype certain stuff. But yeah, all this stuff he did more than likely with some type of prep. They just didn't tell what kind of prep this was. But you know, Batman's the prep god, so it's assumed that prep is definitely a main thing. I mean, look at the way he did it to Superman with the Black Kryptonite. So maybe he did something similar with Flash and Wonder Woman, and up for interpretation. What the heck did he have to do to Martian Manhunter the way he can't regenerate? Because the way he beat Superman, it wasn't with just, oh, I'll just punch him to death. So it's obvious that it was some type of prep Prep, even if it's not stated. They imply this how he used the kryptonite here. It's not like this universe's version of the League was like weak as heck or something, where, oh, this version of Superman didn't have Superman level strength from the main universe. No, he had Superman level strength from the main universe. It's just that he used different weaknesses and advantages. Prep time, but he's evil in this universe though. Another off panel, even the supposed Spectre falls to him too. They even say the wrath of God. They're all just problems that he just solved. It's actually explained on how he took care of the Spectre. He had to scour every tomb of dark magic to find a means to cage him and kill him. Now, you know Spectre, so the cage will hold. Because he's doing the same thing what he did to Spectre, some type of magical trap that's really unexplained, so the reader won't call BS. Got a trap to do the same thing to the main universe Phantom Stranger, who's a top tier as well. He even beat and mutilated a bunch of Talons. The fact is, he was actually beating on main universe Batman to a bit until Joker joined in, but one could say that the reason why Batman was losing because he was, first of all, he was fighting himself. Second of all, the main Batman always holds back in his fights too. That could be the reason, but yeah, that's when he was ganged up on by Joker and Batman, and he still was able to kind of hold his own still. This is one of the rare cases where Batman had to prep against himself, because in his last encounter with him, he was like, man, he knows all my moves, so this time I gotta make something up to get the advantage over him. So prepping for himself for the combat. That's funny. To get a more understanding of his strength and base, check out my Batman video I'm very proud of. To give you a full understanding on Batman, watch this video on conjunction with this one. It'll help you out a lot more. It may not look it, but under all this madness, he does have standard gear. Like, Batman is not stupid to just have a normal vest on. He literally has a gun that can blast through Batman's armor, letting you know that he prepped for Batman, and his gun can't be normal. He supposedly has the cards that can supposedly shape reality to your whims to some degree. He has a demonic looking Batmobile with a Gatling gun on the top of it. The main universe Wonder Woman, by the way, he's encountered because he has a special 8th metal that can knock her out. His batarangs are just like straight up blades or swords at this point. He can cut through copper arms like nothing. Look at all the precautions they gotta take to lock this guy up. There's even a magical portal made by Morgan Le Fay. Lex Luthor using Future Tech. They doing all this, all these chains on him. He has a lockpick in his mouth. Even when he was wrapped up like this, still had prep for him. Y'all should have just stripped him down, honestly. This pick is dark metal. I take down each of your cages in seconds. I'm here because I want to be, letting you know. This dude got a book on how to destroy the multiverse. What? And he also got a book, the map of the DC multiverse, the map that we see as readers. Yes, this map. It's like he got some ancient knowledge that he's not supposed to have to further help his prep. The Batman Who Laughs visor, the way his eyes work, he sees through the membrane of the dark multiverse. Yeah, there's another multiverse. There's more than one multiverse in DC, by the way, for those that don't know. Sees all the things people fear, desire, their urges. His visor is made of dark metal. It lets him filter out the dark energy, the noise focus to see what he wants to see. It literally lets him see into another universe so he can snipe another Bruce Wayne, my dude. All this stuff I just listed is just his physical strength, physical fighting speed, prep time, and standard gear. All this stuff is just his intellect, physical strength, fighting speed, standard gear, and be able to use prep in the right way and find extra powerful artifacts and stuff like that. But it even gets worse. Yeah, imagine Batman doing the fusion technique to get godlike power. There was a Bruce Wayne that had the powers of Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, don't ask. The Batman Who Laughs got his brain transplanted inside of this cosmic being. They even talk about how this isn't really like a corpse. It's really just an energy construct looking like a body. It should absorb his mind and its own, and the process make him into something far more powerful than he was in life, a being of near unlimited power. So if you thought he was deadly with just prep, give him reality manipulating powers, matter manipulation to be able to control molecules on the subatomic level. Give him all that crazy godlike stuff, every power known to man on top of him already defeating beings without having every power known to man. It makes for a cosmic being Batman that is on a totally different level of power than before. To give you an idea of what crisis energy is, it says the opposing power, anti-life, chaos magic, the forces of doom, all the power that disrupts, that takes instead of gives. Crisis energy looks to shatter connection. That gives you an idea of why being powered up by this energy is crazy, because it's all the crazy stuff like chaos magic and anti-life, crazy forces of reality. The power you tried to capture, the energy of every crisis in history, you've given all to me. Wake up so I can thank you all. So that's why he's on some cosmic being type stuff. On some being the most powerful god in the multiverse type stuff. You can pretty much do anything you can think of. Even birth a new multiverse, supposedly. A multiverse that laughs. A multiverse now ruled by its darkest night. When it comes to the DC cosmic hierarchy, I would say there's not many that's above him in this state. He can grow in size, bigger than planets, literally bigger than stars. Every living being feels it from one end of the universe to the other. Just his mere presence and power. Even at the end of time, Rip Hunter watches the lights of hyper time burn pouring out one by one as possibilities die around him. Even in the spirit of the gods, the last great power shuddered at this new god's might. In this state, the mother of the multiverse is really one of the few people that can fight him one-on-one. The spirit of the gods shudder at this new god's power is impressive because the spirit of God is not something to be trifled with. There's a whole bunch of infinite universes inside this little bubble, right? In a higher dimensional sense, there's things bigger than infinite. Yeah, I know there's different stages of infinite. There's a bigger cosmos or God sphere out there. Affecting the spirit of God is so crazy. That means the darkest night's power was being felt in places that's bigger than multiple infinite sized universes. But yeah, these two super celestials, power output was shaking places that was literally outside of universes, places you can't go to unless you're like a certain size. And when I say size, I mean literal size. Like you can't be in the spirit of gods without being super gigantic. Notice how it's like a whole bunch of Earths. There's only one apocalypse, spirit of gods. This one is bigger than all of this. Like, you see what I'm saying? It gets cosmic. If you want to fully understand why fusing with Dr. Manhattan is a big deal, I have a How Strong is Dr. Manhattan video on the channel that can further expand on the knowledge on why fusing with beings like this is so crazy. The battle between this Batman and Perpetua raged apart every facet of reality, drawing the attention of all those powerful enough to bear witness. Few noticed the surge of alien energy that rips through the fabric of space-time, not from the bleed, but from the overvoid. Fight boxing it up with the being that created the entire multiverse, talking about how they can level the entire place. They're literally picking up planets while they're fighting each other. It was even tearing apart places that are 5-dimensional, like the bleed will be erased along with the rest of the multiverse. This dude even planned on killing the Empty Hand. Yeah, he was feeling himself though. These mysterious beings known as the Unseen Hands. Remember that the Perpetua is the mother of freaking characters like Anti-Monitor, and that's the being that caused one of the biggest crises of all time, messing up the whole multiverse. In her prime, there's even implications she could have beat them fused together, like the 3 monitors actually fused together. They even state, you lack your full strength here in this particular occasion. You were created for me. You couldn't defeat me without help all those ages ago, and you can't do it now. One of them being the Monitor, another being the Anti-Monitor, and the World Forger, all of them being fused together fighting Perpetua. This is how the Monitors and higher dimensional beings see DC. Like, they're literally holding the DC map like a literal plate. Like, Mixie's explaining all this to them, and they're literally out there implied to be outside of even them. Like, if that makes sense. Don't want to get too confusing. Cosmic being status, y'all. They exist in the final realm, the highest plane of existence, beyond imagination or beyond understanding. This is where these super celestials lie, the mother of all creation, Perpetua, and her children. Beings that are considered below Perpetua created hypertime itself, which is an interconnected flow of time, and this being is considered below Perpetua, and all of her children put together are below her. But this Batman state was able to fist fight this same Perpetua that can literally hold all of existence in her hands. So in a sense, this Batman should have the strength to hold up all reality, the multiverse, on his back if he felt like it. Strength-wise, speed is irrelevant because he's bigger than actual time itself. It doesn't matter. Is there any more to explain? Respect Batman who laughs though. Imagine getting in a fist fight with the mama of a guy that threatened the whole multiverse at one time. All of existence was threatened by her freaking son. And he got so powered up to where he was able to fight the mama of something that's above him too. But I'll see you guys later. How do you feel about Batman Who Laughs? Do you feel like some of these feats shouldn't be possible without no superpowers? But the feats when he did get godlike, it kind of makes sense though. What do you guys think about that? And I also want to give a quick shout out to those that took the time to donate to the channel. It helps out a lot, believe it or not. I'll see you guys later.